God, it's gonna fall. Oh my God. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a little bit. I've been putting off recording this video because I've been sick. I've been really sick recently. So if you can tell or you hear my voice is off, don't say anything. Now you know. But yeah, I've been super sick as of recently, but that still has not stopped me of reading this month. Oh my God, nah. No. So my reading goal this month, if you haven't checked out my Goodreads, go do it. But my reading goal this month, through the year was 50 books. And so I did the math to figure out like how many books, bare minimum, I need to read a month. And it's about just over 4. So I thought, hey girl, you at least need to read 4 books a month to reach your goal, which is what I did. I read 5 books this month, and I'll be telling you about it with my wrap up. Okay, so the first book I read this month was Mile High by Liz Ford. I talked about it in my Read With Me vlog. If you haven't checked it out, go do it. But I went into a little bit of detail. I'm rating this book. I completely forgot what I rated it in the last video. But as of right now, I'm gonna rate it like a 3-star, to be honest. I go back and forth from like a 2.5 to a 3 is because of the second book in the series, The Right Move. I liked Xander's in that book more than this one, which is crazy because The Right Move isn't even about them. I just had problems with him in the beginning of the book of just being like super rude and kind of degrading to her. Like I didn't really like it. He kind of redeems himself just a little bit, just the tiniest bit towards the end, but I did find it interesting. I knew though that this was not everyone's favorite book at all, but I was really pushing myself to get through The Right Move. But yeah, like 3-star, maybe 2.5. On my Goodreads it says 3, but it's kind of just to be determined. Okay, so the next book I want to talk about, oh my God, so good. It is The Right Move by Liz Ford. The second book in the Windy City series. Oh my God. 5 stars. 5-star read. And listen, my 5 stars are going to be different than your 5 stars, okay? It just has to be said. I'm rating this 5 stars completely because of Ryan and Ryan Shea only. Oh my God. Name another character that does it like him. Name a man that does it like him. There isn't. There isn't going to be one. There's never going to be one. Because he's not real. He's not real, okay? And that's the problem here, because he's perfect. So, this follows Ryan Shea. If you've read the first book, this is Stevie's twin brother. And Indy, who is Stevie's, like, co-worker friend, you know? And Indy needs a place to stay. And Stevie's like, well, I have the perfect place for you to stay, and it's with my brother. And it's with my brother in his apartment, because I'll be moving out. And so you follow their little story. Forced proximity, fake dating, which is chef's kiss just to have in a book like this, honestly. With characters like them, it's chef's kiss. So forced proximity, fake dating. One of us is famous because he's like, not only just like a very good basketball player, like he's not only just like the most famous basketball player ever, he's just like the most famous fucking dude ever. So it's just perfect, like having them together. I rated this a 5 stars because in my head now, after reading this book, I'm just constantly going to be comparing male characters to him. And it's just not going to be the same. Because there is not going to be a male character that does it like him. The fact that he's just so thoughtful, like his love language is so. His love language is like definitely acts of service. And the fact he like listens to every little thing she says. Oh my God. Like, when I say everything, listens to every little detail that comes out of Indy's mouth. Everything. I've never had a male character be that thoughtful before, and there's other instances like that throughout the entire book, but you just have to read them to understand Ryan Shea. You have to. It's so good. If I would literally suggest one book from this little stack that I have, it's this one. You need to read this. Okay, so the next book I have on my stack is none other than The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I have had this on my bookshelf for such a long time. I want to say about 2 years now. That could be being over, like, I could be over exaggerating, but it's been a long time that I've had this on my shelves and I've just decided to pick it up. And I didn't even really read it. I like read it on and off with audiobook. Like, I started listening to the audiobook while reading The Right Move. Like, and then after finishing The Right Move, I just picked this up on paperback and I just read it like the rest of the way on paper. To be honest, I'm rating this like a 3-star. It was okay. I really liked their relationship towards like the middle part. So this book follows a man called River and a woman called Jess. Jess is a single mother. They're both in like STEM, and he is like the runner, like CEO of this company where you could send DNA in and to figure out your soulmate. Like, it will take like samples of other people's DNA and be like, okay, like out of this sample, this is your soulmate, right? And so Jess does it one night and finds out that it's the CEO of this company. I liked the romance towards the like middle of the book, where I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute, and they're just learning each other and da 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 da. But towards the end, the romance became really like underwhelming, and it was a little boring. And I was like, okay, this is kind of slow, and I don't really like it. Like, if you were to ask me halfway through this book what this would have been, it would have been a 3.5. Because it did have me, like, kicking my feet like a schoolgirl. And I was like, oh my god, they're doing what? Oh my god! But now it's like 3 because of the ending. It was super underwhelming. To be honest, though, I hear the words that, like, oh my god, Christina Lauren's best and only book is like Love in Other Words. Haven't read that yet. I know, sue me. But it was okay. There was nothing really to like drive home about with this. Do I suggest it? Yeah, because it was a really cute, fun, like, it's not really a super big book. I mean, it's normal. It's about 300 pages. It was really nice. It was a quick, easy read. I do, though, suggest it on audiobook. If you're trying to find an audiobook to listen to, go on Spotify and listen to this, because that was healthy. I liked that a lot. It was really nice to just drive and listen to this book, because some audiobooks I can't listen to, where I'm like, I'd prefer to read this on paperback. This one, though, was really nice on audiobook, so I suggest this on audiobook, maybe over reading it. Okay, the next book I have is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started about this book. I love everything Lauren Asher writes. I knew I had to finish the book in January just to be able to say that I've read all the books she's written, I think. Because I've read all of Dirty Air, and I've read all of Dreamland Billionaire, and now I've read this. It was everything I kind of wanted, especially after reading something like Soulmate Equation. I knew I literally just picked this book up because I'm like, I know I'm going to love it. I know I'm going to love this book. I know it's going to just... Literally, it's going to be everything a romance needs and more. And that's exactly what this was. I thought this book was perfect. It follows the characters Julian and Dahlia. If you have read the final... I'm literally looking at it on my bookshelf right over there. If you have read The Final Offer, you've seen Julian. Okay? You've seen him. But yeah, it follows those two. There's a part in this book that I cannot say that happens because it's a spoiler. But it makes me teary out a little bit because I'm like, oh my god, that was so, like, it was perfect. They grew up as childhood friends, right? They had this thing that happened when they were, like, in college, I think it was, where they were kind of together for a period of time, and then it stopped, and it fizzled out. So it's, like, kind of second chance romance, because Dahlia comes back to town. Okay, to Lake Wisteria, and runs into Julian again because their families are, like, best friends. Have you ever had that best friend before where you're like, oh my god, like, our children are going to grow up together? It was kind of like these two families. And they start working together on a project because Julian designs homes and Dahlia is, like, a home designer. Like, she's like a TV show for that kind of stuff. And so you get to see these two characters. Oh my God. Oh my God. These two characters that once knew each other right when they were younger, relearn each other and rediscover each other now as adults. And it's so good. Oh my God. The banter, the conversation, the way that Julian, because I love a dual point of view, okay? Every Lauren Asher book is a dual POV. I think every book needs to be a dual POV if they do it the way she does it. Because to see inside that man's head and to see the way he's thinking of her is crazy. Is absolutely fucking bonkers the way he thinks of her. Like, what else is there to say, you know? He thinks the world of her and wants the fucking best for her. And you know what? It gets me every time. It will get me, I will eat it up every single time. And I am so excited for the next book to come out in this series. I'm so excited. You don't even understand. I'm so excited. Somebody's got to check on me when the next book comes out, because I will be dead. I will be deceased. I'll be gone. Because this was so good. 4 stars. 4 stars. Ate this book up. Ate this book up. Okay? And listen, spoiler warning, because I need to talk about this. So spoiler warning, okay? Spoiler warning now, because I need to talk about this part in this book. I have to say it. It has to leave my mouth. Has to leave my lips. Has to leave my brain. I've been thinking about it ever since. And I'm like, I just need to sit in front of my camera and like talk about this part in this book. So spoiler alert, literally cut to this part of the video right here. I'm giving you time now. Leave. Cut to the part now, because I'm going to be talking about this. Okay, now that they're gone, we can talk about this part. When Dahlia enters Julian's room and sees that he has bought in at least one of anything that she's released in her homeware collection. Are you kidding? He's bought in at least one thing, and he's like, well, I wanted to keep up with you. He's been thinking about her even when she's been gone. Even when she's been engaged. Was it engaged or married? I do not fucking care. I think it was engaged. To that guy, that schmuck that she's been with, he's still been thinking of her and purchasing things from her line to fill his home with. How is that even real? How did she think of that? How does her brain work? Like, that's adorable. And she's just, oh my God, I screamed at that point. I was like, this is done. I'm done. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Okay. Like, what am I supposed to do with that information now, you know? But that had to leave my mouth. I had to say it. I'm literally reading that. I'm like, I have to tell the camera this. I have to tell the camera this when I see that. When I see them, I have to tell them, because it's perfect. And that's exactly what I'm doing. It's so good. It's so good. Right now. Like, oh my God. And listen, if we're going to comment about that in the comments below, you have to put spoiler warnings, because I need to know how you guys react. Did you guys react the same way I did? Because I need to know. Okay. And lastly, we're talking about this bad boy, Iron Flame. I finished 4th Wing literally on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve, finished 4th Wing as the ball was dropping. I was on the last pages. And so obviously I had to read Iron Flame next. And I have seen mixed reviews on this, reading it. And I was kind of like, oh, I'm a little nervous. I don't really know. Guys, don't listen to them. Listen to me. Listen to me. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. I'm going to honestly rate this a 4.75. It was almost a 5-star. And again, if you go to my Goodreads, you can see that I rated a 5-star and then I changed it back to a 4.75. Literally for one detail and one detail only. And the thing that made me rate it like a 0.25 lower was, why are we fighting the entire time? We are fighting about the same thing the entire time. And why are we doing that? Because I just don't understand. I don't understand. Why are we having problems? And it's the same problem. It's the same problem over and over and over again. It's just coming up. So that was a little annoying. But what I did like, though, with this one that you didn't see so much in Fourth Wing was a lot of world building. Because in Fourth Wing, you're really in Bisgayeth. Is that how you say that? You're in Bisgayeth the entire time, really. Like, you rarely see the rest of the continent. With this one, you do. And it gives a lot more time to world build, and you talk about the other cities and towns and whatever and villages outside of Bisgayeth. So I thought that was super interesting to see, especially because Fourth Wing was like my first introduction to fantasy in years. In years. I have not read fantasy in years before Fourth Wing, so seeing more world building was kind of like refreshing. And the way that Rebecca Yarros did it was kind of nice. Because again, I have not read fantasy in forever, so it kind of was like easy to dip my feet into. I really enjoyed it at the end of the day. I love Violet and I love Xaden and I love them together, but that was my only like little quirk, was like, why are we fighting all the time? All the time. Also, I heard people hate the ending. What do you hate about that? It literally gives like, oh, what do you hate about it? What do you hate about it? Be honest with me. Be honest. Why do you hate that? Because I thought the ending was really good. I always like the last chapter where it's Xaden's POV for the last chapter. I always think that's so good. That's not really a spoiler, by the way. It's not really dual POV until it's like the literal last chapter of this book. You get something in this point of view, and it's really good. But yeah, 4.75 again. It was so close to being a 5-star if we just weren't fighting every single chapter. Like, when I tell you we are fighting throughout this entire book, they are fighting this entire book. So if you think that's super annoying and you're going to get sick of that super quickly, don't pick that up. Or just know that going into it. And you're going to be like, well, I know they're going to fight all the time. I'm just going to have to get over it. It just has to happen. So these were... Oh my god, this is so heavy. These were the books that I read in January. This is my January wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books before, how you liked them. What books did you read in January? How would you rate them? Would you recommend them to me? Would I like them? With that being said, follow all of my socials. They're on my account. Subscribe and like this video. And yeah, have a nice day.